Welcome everybody to my first little episode of what I'm going to be lovingly calling Snow Burns. So a little spin-off slow burn romance. I am wanting to do a small series of videos where I talk about some of the hot takes in the author world. So these are more impromptu. I'm not getting overly fancy. I'm just chilling in my little office here and wanting to have some really honest discussions of some of the do's and don'ts I've seen, things that I've experienced as an indie author in my first year plus of being published and in this sphere. So, I'm gonna get right into it. Today's episode will be, if I don't off of my head, today's episode is going to be about vendors, bookish businesses that are in the narration, graphics creation, content creation, like content polls, hooks, that type of things, and the don'ts of that industry, like those industries, and what you should not do if you are a business professional in those industries. Okay? Strap in. Because there is a couple instances I'm going to reference here. Something that's happened to myself and something that's happened to authors I know. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about what the big issue is. The big issue is taking an author's words that we spent hours, years, our souls and emotions to create, and changing them without any permission from said author. We'll go to my story, my personal story. I hired a content puller and creator early this year, and they were hired to do hooks from every one of my books, my trilogy. It was multiple hundreds of dollars to hire them to do this. I was supposed to have TikTok slides, I was going to have hooks, I was going to have Ida posts, just name a few things. And I got my first book back weeks late than the original due date to have all of them back. And I noticed something kind of strange with them. And I'm like, well, I'm going to keep looking. Maybe it's just like one or two weird instances and we can correct those easily. A lot of my hooks did not sound like they were from my first book. They sound like they were honestly kind of just fluffy, stereotypical hooks. Some of them even borderline AI in my opinion, just because you would not get billionaire romance quotes or mafia romance quotes for my books. My books have nothing to do with mafia, and while some of the characters are rich, it's not a billionaire romance. So these were specifically not it. And so when I addressed them with the content puller, especially the TikTok slides, now these are the ones that really got me. The TikTok slides were supposed to create, pull scenes from your book, so people would slide through them and be hooked and go and get your book. All but 3, I believe, of the TikTok slides were completely fabricated situations with my characters' names in it. I'm talking street races that happened between the main characters that never happened in the books. Situations that never happened in the books at all between families and friends and stuff like that. And when I brought it up, I was literally told, readers won't care about that. I'm like, I as a reader first and foremost, before I became an author, would absolutely care if I downloaded a book to read based on a scenario I saw online and it wasn't in the book. I would be livid. That's a 1-star, 2-star. That's false advertising for me. So after I brought that up, I'm like, I need you to rework pretty much 90% of what you gave me. Days went by, and eventually this person canceled on me. She gave a BS reason. She accused me of culture borrowing, which it's not. Nothing in my book's culture borrowing. I have a black sensitivity reader because I do have some black characters, and so I even addressed it with her, and she said if she's talking out her ass, there's no issue here. So, I had to fight for my refund. I was told I was going to get a refund, and said content puller never refunded me. I had to go through a whole PayPal process to get my money back and provide proof and screenshots that I was told I was going to get a refund and then never did. So that was a whole taken advantage of, tweaking my stuff, stealing my work, and trying to feed me stuff that was BS. That's not okay. If you are a content puller, and I'm speaking as also a content puller as well, your job is to read author book, take author specific scenes, and make content from it. Not to fabricate things that did not happen in content that you have read and try to feed it back and then gaslight and like push any concerns that you get from the author or questions. That's not what we're going to be doing. If that's you, stop offering your services, please and thank you. Us indie authors work way too hard for the little bit of money we get in our first couple of years to be taken advantage of like that and disrespected like that. Please and thank you. Secondly, I'm going to dive a little bit into graphics. I haven't had this happen to me because my graphics creator, if I don't do my own graphics and I hire it out, she's amazing, has never steered me wrong. But I did have an author friend who had a graphics designer, one that for some reason read quotes or read the whole books to pull quotes instead of just asking for quotes. Same thing. Completely tweaked sentences, situations to fit graphics because they were more catchier than what she thought was in the author's books. Not okay. Not okay. We don't do that. Stop taking copywritten things from authors and thinking you have the right to change it. The last instance that I'm going to bring up, this is a big one. It just happened. Narrators. We know people love audiobooks. We know as authors. We know people really prefer duet or dual narration. First off, audio is exceptionally expensive to produce. So if an indie author is not doing it right away, please be kind to them. Don't be demeaning to them. We literally do not make thousands of dollars every month to afford a narrator. We would love to, but that's the reality for most indie authors. It takes years to vote up that kind of money to produce an audiobook. And it's just a lot of wheels in motion on top of that. However, if you do have the money and you are fortunate enough to hire a narrators, because I am also a past narrator, what you do not do is you do not take said book script, start to record it, read through it, record the whole thing, and then decide something doesn't sit quite right with you from that book, and then change said thing, record it, upload it, and then proceed to tell the author, I took creative liberty to tweak this one thing in your books, and it's all uploaded. Just wanted to let you know. I'm being very kind when I say this. You don't have the right. I'm leaving my swearing out. You don't have the right. The audacity it takes to do that to an author is one of the biggest slaps in the face you could do. First and foremost, especially when it comes to spicy or taboo romance, do not do those unless you can handle the heat. Do not. Do not. I'm not just talking about heat as in like spice, sexy spice. I'm talking about heat as in controversial topics or darker topics, triggering topics. If you can't handle it, don't. There's so many other books you could narrate. Don't do taboo. Don't do dark romance. Especially if you think you have a right to change content after it's all said and done, and then inform the author you made this creative decision because you're afraid of, like, I don't know what you're afraid of. You're afraid that maybe the readers are going to come back and clap back at you. Oh, it's a taboo age gap, or oh, it's a step sibling, it's a step cousin, it's blood relatives. Whatever the taboo is or the dark romance is, you have zero rights to do that. Zero. And don't, when you are called out for the improper behavior, do not sit there and try to defend your stance. Like, that's so improper. It's so many boundaries crossed. So, these are things that have happened to myself and other indie authors. These are things that's not okay. These are things a lot of us authors stay silent about because we're afraid of people coming to us and telling us, oh, I'd read your books, but I've heard you're problematic because you were being mean to so-and-so, without actually having proof of why we had to put up a boundary with so-and-so. I've been threatened by an editor, an ex-editor, I should say, and that ex-content puller with like, oh, if I say anything publicly about them, they're going to clap back. Well, clap back, sis. Clap back. Because I have receipts. I have receipts. So does my author friends that have informed me of things. They have receipts. So, welcome. And again, thank you for attending my first episode of Snowburns. If you want to hear more about this topic or have other topics you want to hear about, drop them in the comments. And I will try to accommodate along with my other already planned recordings.